save its life, save fuel, those kind of things to just play stuff out. So next year we've got a beautiful rear wing. Really like that. Your car is developing this season.
AI cars as well, to be honest. So that it's not always going to be that the Red Bulls are the fastest and McLarens. It's going to be, depending on how they finish in your season, it's going to be different to how I'm playing it as well, and race objectives and results, which means you should see those trends that we've seen this season where Red Bull have clearly got the quickest car, but they're not maximising it. McLaren came back strong, and then over the recent races, Ferrari back in the mix as well. Renault were kind of to and fro, and so you get these patterns where if you have a series of good results, you're gonna develop car parts, you're gonna get them a bit earlier. A bit like damage there, just as we're clipping the half of the one. So that effect on the car handlings, it wouldn't probably be enough to come in and do a 25 second, lose 20 seconds in the pit lane. If you step in a bit quicker, you can lose the suspension and get retired. We've got flashback in there as well. That's tailored amongst the difficulty levels. So on legends, you don't get any flashbacks. On easy, you can kind of rewind time and have another go if you mess up a corner or you critically damage your car. In practice and qualifying sessions as well, we have repair time when you damage your car and try to go back. So you can try to make the cars valuable and the team valuable. So your team's not going to look on it well if you keep crashing the car, and you're going to lose time in the garage as well as it gets fixed.
To me, the game looks more arcade than Formula 1 from Sony or 134, for example. Is that true? Is it not simulation?
No, it's not true. Well, I don't think we even use the terms arcade or simulation for this game, to be honest. I think one critical thing, I don't know if you've been following the news recently, but we put some new stuff into the game Monday night. We're trying to send the game up to submission this week, so it's almost finished. We were still desperate to put some new stuff into the game. And like I say, it is our first step, but there is a big update to the physics engine we've managed to get in. It was kind of pushing the limits of what was going to be possible. We've managed to get it working. I was really pleased Monday night to get an email from my boss saying, we've finally done it, it's going to be on all 3 platforms. I was thinking, yes, it makes a huge difference to the way that the car feels and the way that the car drives. And whilst I certainly wouldn't class this one as being arcade, it really comes down to who's driving it, what control system, all these kind of things. But
maybe you could show the screen with the driving assist and so on.
Well, then just head down to Hall 7, have a go yourself, ask for the A's to be turned off, ask for a bit of rain, and you'll feel for yourself. It's definitely more simple.
Yesterday we had a great event on the public booth, and we had Adrian Sutil driving the car, and he was really driving it without any driving assist and so on, and he really could feel it, and he made some adjustments to the racing wheel, and he said, okay, it's quite like my car, and he was so much faster than anybody else on the track. So we did some multiplayer races, and for 3 laps or something like that, and he overlapped people in his car and the driving assist, and he said, okay, it feels really cool, it feels real. So I think that's what something you really achieved.
I think it's also fair to say that the physics engine that is running under the hood, behind all the graphics system, is actually extremely complicated. We've rewritten the suspension that we managed to get in Monday night, as I was saying. That makes a huge difference to the game. The tyre model is so detailed as well. There's lots of things that are going on there, and I think there's certain levels of driving assist that you can put on that sometimes make it feel as though it's being simplified. It's just easier to drive. But the final release version is guarantee you right.
And the collisions, can they be turned off? Because Formula 1 from Sony is quite frustrating, because people who were 3 rounds back were just playing come again or something, you know?
Yeah, you can turn all those things on. Online, there's various modes that you jump into, and they've got collisions on, but they've got reduced rules because we're a bit more easy on people. We expect people to make mistakes. First of all, when you get the game, you feel like you're going so much quicker, or maybe people don't know the circuits. But if you do a custom game, then you can set all these options up. You can turn collisions off for just for a certain direction part of the track, all sorts of bits and pieces. You can customize that completely.
So talking about drivers and teams, were any of those cooperating with you, guys?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, for me, I worked on a Formula 1 game a long, long time ago. But there's been a big sea change at Codemasters, and I think they've built up a really good relationship with the teams, the drivers, and Formula 1 management, which is really critical, really, because surprisingly, when we go to some of the Grand Prix, We were there with Anthony Davidson, who was a reserve driver for Braun GP last year. This kind of thing. So he's been brilliant. He loves video games. He works in the simulators. He's driven the cars. He's been around many of the tracks. He knows all the people in the paddock. And the amount of people that he would bring up to us and say, "Ah, I need to meet such and such engineer. He doesn't know what Formula 1 games have been doing in the past." So we'd sit down and have conversations with them. Paul's got a number of contacts. We come up with loads of random questions every day. I want to know how heavy the tyre is. What happens when you do this to the car? What's it like to be in the garage? And we get to see all these things. So they've had a lot of input into this. In fact, making the game actually easier to play. Instead of you being the team yourself, being the mechanic in the pit room, we've actually made it more authentic by talking.
You cannot name anyone in particular. Like he was very supportive.
Oh, Wayne's been very supportive. Sutil's been very supportive. Braun, their engineers there. Red Bull have been amazing to us.
I don't think in any one team, literally every team's offered their strategist to talk to us about their strategy, their engineers, come and have a look around the factory, been to see actually all of them at least 3 or 4 times over the last 2 years, talk to them about the design. I can pick up the phone at any time and I had a question about tyre weights without the wheels and stuff the other week for the damage system to see how much they could fly off.
Yeah, many often drivers are driving in their spare time as well.
Yeah, quite a few of them are gamers and they do on-league racing games, and I think we just opened it up to all of someone wants to come along and have a go, and then we had about 6 of them wanting to come to the studio in the next 2 weeks, so it's pretty good.
I have a question about wheel support. I see a public area, Xbox 360 wheel, and Logitech for PS3. What about Fanatec?
We've got them all, yeah. I mean, people at the moment, because the game will be out within a month, we get so many questions about the steering wheels from people saying, "I've just bought this steering wheel, will it be supported? Does it work with all these lights and all these bits and pieces that I bought for it?" There's so many wheels and so many controllers out there. But at the same time, we have tried loads of them. We've got one room that's just full of boxes with all the different steering wheels. We're always trying to integrate things, like very recently the G27, it's got the LED lights at the top. We've integrated that just when we had a bit of spare time. These things that people want, because they want us to kind of maximise the thing that they've invested in. So we do support many of them officially, and also many of the sister products that work with them as well. They're unofficially supported because we're not the steering wheel manufacturer and we can't provide support for those things all the time. So it's all fully customisable, so you can switch things on and off and reconfigure the controls. So it should even work with some custom controls as well.
We've been working directly with Fanatec, they tell us a few of their wheels. To be honest, that's one of the benefits of taking something called the Ego engine. You take an existing tech that's been there on next gen through, this is the 4th iteration of titles now, so you're taking all the wheels and all the motion platform support that was supported in Dirt 2, and then we're adding our own little custom elements to it, a bit more force feedback in certain areas and stuff.
I ask because Fanatec has a wheel that works on Xbox 360 and PS3. Xbox support for Fanatec is every time great. PS3.
Yeah, it's always a tricky one. It's a minefield for us, but as Paul mentioned, we do start working with them a lot more. To be honest, a lot of the steering wheel manufacturers are eager to have support from us in the game. It's a big racing game that's coming out. They send us all their kit all the time, or pre-production elements. They want it to be working for the next game. The steering wheel comes out a few months after the game, so spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
Weitere Fragen noch? Keine mehr? Doch, eine?
Will there be a PC version?
There is a PC version, yeah. All being released at exactly the same time.
I have another question. What about the rules? They change from year to year. This year you can't get new fuel.
Yeah, that's a tricky one to be honest. We were in development all through 2009, and pit stops were quite advanced when the refueling thing was finally announced. But yeah, we've accurately replicated the rules. So we spent a lot of work over this year. No one was really sure how long the pit stop was going to take until they did it. When they were talking about 2.5 seconds and things, we were like, how are we going to do that? But yeah, literally one of my jobs at the tail end of last year was literally is the ground on every Formula 1 site you can imagine. How likely is this? Where does it sit in the development schedule? And we were keen to do, again, it's all about authenticity and realism, and we were keen to do real world penalties as well as opposed to artificially slowing your car down for 5 seconds if you hit someone. So you'll get a series of warnings if you're cutting corners, or maybe like leaving someone and they sort of rack up, and if you rack up enough, depends how long's left in the race. If you're doing a longer race and you'll get a drive through pit stop, maybe you've got to go through pit lane at the speed limit on drive through. Or sometimes there's a grid drop for a qualifier or time added on at the end of the race, so there's a certain system to it.
Would you have the option to turn it on, pit stop, for example, like quick races or something like that?
Yeah, pit stops are available in all races, so 20%. 20%. Yeah, something that we our sort of default for you guys to try and play as in career is 20%, because I think you probably don't, even though it is scaled in the other modes, you don't really see enough of the weather system varying, the damage or the track evolution stuff if you're not just experiencing a few more laps.
Did you use
Yep.
real
Sorry.
1 cent?
Sorry.
Is there a split mode in the multiplayer? Split mode?
Split screen. Not in this one. It wasn't installed by Ego at the time. Did look at it. There's a lot of clamour for that. We want to see split screen in it. People are asking about it. It used to be in games a long time ago. Codemasters are working on those things at the moment, so I suspect we will have support.
Ego's been developed in the background all the time, so split screen is something that's been on the radar. But by the time, even if it was ready, but trying to get the damage system and the weather and the track evolution stuff all working across two screens is too much for 2010, but it's on the list for next year.
Did you use real F1 cents?
Yes, yeah, recorded live from the team. That caused us some problems early on when we took our microphones down to some of the recording sessions with the teams. They're very protective of their cars anyway, and we were saying, we want to bolt these microphones on, we just put them in here. Like, oh. But eventually, we built up a relationship with them, we put some stuff in. The engines are so loud, so powerful, it was breaking the early microphones. But beyond that, we went back a number of test sessions. We recently put some more engine sounds in there as well, because one of the things we were keen to get is not only seeing the fact that you're driving for a different car with the different engineers and the different look, but the sounds of the teams as well. Because some of them are quite distinctive when you hear it on TV, like Ferrari's got particularly distinctive sound that engine's used in some other teams compared to, say, for example, the Mercedes. So we're keen to put that in.
Yeah, real fans really can compare the sound.
They can, yeah, I know. Definitely. I'm one of them.
Okay.
Will the multiplayer on the PC version be over Games for Windows Live? Just like
It is Games for Windows Live, yes.
And achievements as well.
And sorry?
Achievements as well.
And achievements, yes, it's all those kind of things in it, yeah. We recently released, I think on the forum or on the Codemasters site, the list of all the achievements for the different platforms.
One last question.
In South Korea, can you choose your team or are you assigned to?
The length of career that you're after is you can do 3, 5 or 7 years.
Okay.
And our idea is to not just end that 7 years as well, but plans for maybe you relaunch your career in the next game when you come back after retirement perhaps. That determines the teams that are open to you. So if you say, for example, I'm not after the really hardcore experience, I want it to be simplistic, I love Formula 1 but I don't want to get to play too often, I've just got a bit of time, and you choose a 3-season career, that opens more of the teams higher up the list, so you can start driving for the better teams and be more competitive in the first game.
Yeah, that was my question, because if you choose one of the weaker teams and you're not that competitive and you're driving always on the last place and can't catch up, is that true when you choose a weaker team?
Yes, well, yes, yeah, but when you're driving for the weaker team, then you're competing against immediate people around you.
Yeah, okay.
We spend a lot of time when we develop the car physics. We learn to see, we call them tiers of teams. There are 5 tiers of teams, and to see the differences in lap times. Over one track, isn't it, like 5 seconds or something.
Yeah.
You'll notice in the car handling as well. It's not just on the stopwatch. You feel like you're absolutely driving the nuts of the slow cars. The lap time is just not there. So obviously, if the difficulty level's right for you, then you're not.
We find that a lot in multiplayer as well. When we're testing it out, we get 2 equal players like me and the handling designer, and I'll go in one of the new teams, and he'll go in a Red Bull, for example, and he's able to drive behind me. He can turn his engine down, start conserving fuel, and I'm pushing my car as hard as I can. I've got the engine up to maximum, but he's following in my slipstream, which is starting to overheat his engine. But he can take it at more of a pace, and he waits for the opportunity to pass me. Whereas it's more of a struggle, I think, if you're in a weak team, you're trying to chase a good car.
Okay.